You are listening to chartingwealth.com's comprehensive review and forecast for the week beginning Monday, the 23rd of October, 2017. We got almost all the way through the initial broadcast, and then something went wrong with the software and everything jammed up on us. But we get to do it again, even better, the second time. Here we go. The S&P 500 up 0.52%. The Nasdaq 100 up 0.27%. This is all just on Friday. 20-year bonds down 1.03% and gold down 0.64%. What do we see going on with the S&P 500? Well, a monkey could see that it has been climbing like a bat out of hell since the week ending the 1st of September. What are we going on here? 8 weeks of just solid, strong up weekly movement. The last 3 in particular have been super strong following what? The magic of the weekly vertical crossover. That occurred back on the week ending the 29th of September. Now, as we look at the 2-day chart, what do we see going on there? Well, we redrew it. It's not going up at the same steep angle that it had been for those first 4 days after the first 4 2-day candles, so first 8 days after the latest weekly vertical crossover. For the latest 8 days, the 4-day candles, it has been not going up quite as steep, but all the movement's been above the 2-day trend line, well above the weekly. Derivative oscillator continuing to climb. And the price percent oscillator actually kinked up higher over the last 2 days. So again, strong growth within the Bollinger Bands on the 2-day chart. Now, as we look at the 4-hour, the half day, just crossed over going up in the afternoon. So again, those of you who are interested in trading our traditional way, check out the chart on Monday after 10:30. See if you have a potential jumping in point since the 4-hour chart is up. Might have an ability to jump in there. So keep your eye on it, or look at how that first candle concluded at noon when it closes. That's where we are on the S&P 500. Go back to the weekly chart and move on to the Nasdaq 100, up a little over 1/4%, the 3rd week of up movement. But my friends, not enough to get the weekly vertical crossover going up. The 2-day crossed over going up back on Friday the 6th, but that was just the 2-day. The weekly not quite making it still. Why is that? Well, if we hone into the 2-day chart, we can see that it's sort of topped off and rolled over, actually closed below the 2-day trend line. We've got a spinning top, means lots of indecision, a red spinning top, not quite a doji. And we see that the derivative oscillator's losing upward momentum, and the price percent oscillator is moving toward flat. What do we see going? Of course, on the 4-hour, it crossed over after that strong down movement on the morning of Thursday the 19th. It's recovered it tried to recover and then backed off in the afternoon on Friday. So we don't have the weekly vertical crossover called. We'll continue to keep an eye on the cues, see what we see. Remember, however, the 2-day has crossed over going up, so even with that rotation over on the 4-hour, we don't have a jumping in point. Take a look at TLT, the 20-year bond fund. Weekly vertical crossover occurred on the week ending the 29th of September, down nice and strong the following week, and then went sideways the last 2 weeks, 2 green spinning tops. Very interesting that we see that occurring. So what does that mean to us? Well, we had a kink over going down on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillators continuing to gain downward momentum in the direction, of course, of the weekly chart. Even though prices slid sideways, the momentum indicators are showing us downward movement. What do we see on the 2-day chart? 2-day still in a confirmed down move. The last 2 days, it's actually been moved, last 2 2-day candles, it's been moving down, particularly in the last 2 days. We've got a real spinning top there, means indecision, but tending down. And when we look at the 4-hour chart, what do we see going on? Well, of course, it crossed over in the morning on the 20th. And of course, since the 2-day was already a confirmed down move, the weekly was in a confirmed down move, your jumping in point was in the afternoon. Of course, the problem was it did go up some in the afternoon, but all the indicators continuing to move down. So hopefully you've taken advantage of a jumping in point or are still looking for one. Keep an eye on the charts on Monday. See what you do. Look at playing a practice trade on TLT. We'll see how that continues to move. And again, we have the 2 days in a confirmed down move and the weekly. We've had the rollback in the 4-hour and the crossover going down. If you've not jumped in, look for a jumping in point on Monday. What do we see going on gold? Remember, gold crossed over going down on the weekly chart. On the 6th, that was the week ending the 6th, we had the weekly vertical crossover. Over the course of the last 2 weeks, green spinning top, the week ending the 13th of October, and the last week, a red spinning top. Again, indecision, all the movement within the bounds of the down candle on the week ending the 6th. So we dig a little deeper. We look at the 2-day chart. What do we see? Well, we saw 3 days of up movement ending, three 2-day candles ending on the 16th of October. And then a 2-day candle rolling over, going down, accelerating the down move in the price percent oscillator, but the derivative oscillators continued to lose downward momentum. And we see at the end of the day on Friday, we saw things actually start to move up on the 2-day candle. So what do we see happening here? Well, as we look at our 4-hour chart, which of course our prescient chart in gold, it crossed over, as we talked about, going down back in the morning on the 18th. And of course, you could have used that as a jumping in point for a move. Actually, the jumping in point would have been at the opening, somewhere around, well, let's see, as we go into the following day, would have been somewhere around 122. Yeah, just about that afternoon. So 122. And where did it end throughout the course of the day? Well, the close on Friday was 121.58. So again, keep an eye on gold. You do have everything set up for continued down movements. The weekly's down and the 2-day is down. So we'll continue to keep an eye and see what's going on. We had warned you when things started moving up a little bit on that price percent oscillator, but it tracked back over going down. So again, continue to watch gold. That 4-hour chart, when it's in line with the weekly and the 2-day, typically portends interesting things for you. Folks, that's where we are as we end the week on Friday and move into Monday, the 23rd of October. We love to hear from you. Please make sure that you're filling out your weekly market worksheets during the comprehensive review and forecast, also the daily market worksheets throughout the week. And when you do these practice trades, fill out that trade worksheet. Those of you who are wondering, what is he talking about? Where do we get these worksheets? You go ahead and sign up for, subscribe to our daily market review along with the weekly market review. You get all that stuff for free in the email that we send you every day. How do you do that? You go to chartingwealth.com and you sign up. It costs you nothing. It is priceless. Go there and do it. Also, you can sign up for those of you who live in the United States. You will receive our text for free of all the weekly vertical crossovers when they occur. Those of you who don't live in the U.S., we know we have a lot of folks listening to us around the world. Just listen to Comprehensive Review and Forecast. We tell you about those over every weekend so you can be primed and ready to go Monday morning. My friends, hope that you have a great weekend, or if you're listening to this on Sunday night, you've had a great weekend. Get ready and primed for the next week. Make sure to do your work, plan your work your plan. Practice, 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 because that's how you get perfect. And we love to hear from you. Write us cw@chartingwealth.com. God bless. All the best from the whole team here at chartingwealth.com, world headquarters.